Peter has been waiting for weeks to be able to do this episode. Today, we're going to interview Jon on today's Not So Critical Update.
Jon, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy. I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah, interviewing you. We have,
which I think is how Jon's first words on the show, I think, were "Thank you for having me," something along those lines.
That's true. Thank you for having me. I was so
we
nervous
mocked him
a year ago. Yeah, you were like, relax. It's like
might actually be coming up to the anniversary of Jon's first appearance.
Yeah, it should be around, I think, June or July. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very fun.
All right.
We have Jon to thank for the intro video, the intro bumper for the show now.
Yeah.
Dude, he's getting real credit.
Which is my favorite part of the show. And if we get Jon,
I literally only watch every episode up until that point.
Up until,
and I pause super quick.
Well, that's fine, because then you see me doing the intro, obviously, and then the video, and what else is important about the show.
That's all I need. Then I skip to the end to watch the robot.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Peter, go ahead.
Now, let me get started, right? So, Jon, I would like to know how, and I don't know why I'm reading this out, because I know I made up this question myself. I'm not reading from a script. How did you first get interested in cybersecurity? How did you get started, man?
Thank you. That's a really fun question, because I think it started, okay, so the security as a whole, cybersecurity specifically, was, I think every like 14-year-old has this idea of what a hacker is, be it if you watch the original Hackers or if you heard about it in like a news story, that it is this almost like void-like place where these criminals hang out, and it's super cool, and it's all like cybery, and it was really appealing to like be a hacker. But I don't want to be a criminal, so I figured out very quickly that you can actually be a hacker for hire, and it's legal, and you can attack companies, and they'll pay you money. And I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing on earth. I want to do this. Like, I want to be a penetration tester. Quickly realized that that's not something that I wanted to do at all, because who wants to write reports all day? And I shifted into like blue teaming / purple teaming, and that was my focus and what I tried to learn. Blue teaming,
explain
defending a company from, securing a company, hardening their services and tools, giving recommendations on things to different teams. That sounded way more fun and rewarding than sitting and writing a 10-page report on, automated scripts that I ran.
Red team is the attacking, and purple is something in the middle, or?
Yeah. So purple, there's a bunch of hats they've come up with lately. Really, we got a red team and a blue team. Red team is attacking, offensive. Blue team is defending. And purple is you attack internally and then patch what you find. And you can be 10% red, 90% blue, or 50-50 or whatever. It's kind of very fluid. Yeah.
So I've got to say, I got totally distracted when you mentioned about how every 14-year-old has a vision of what a hacker is. Mm-hmm. Because when I was 14, like, I guess there were like people doing phone phreaking.
Yeah, phreaking, right.
They have phones when you're 14?
I know. It was like through a tin can with a string. Like there weren't that many, like there were computers. I guess hacking was a thing, but it was like, so know your audience, Jon, come on.
Okay. Sorry. When I was young, the computer was there.
You had like on your iPhone, right? When you were young.
I remember when I was growing up in Sweden, I remember when we swapped from 56K to 100 kilobits down on a DSL, and that was just life-changing.
Sure.
Actually, to my second question, if you don't mind, if you want. But I was curious. I know you don't like giving away personal information.
Mm-hmm.
But what are your favorite what's your favorite 4 to 6 digit combination of numbers from your social security number?
And your mother's maiden name. Yeah. Also, what's your address and social security number? But let's leave that later. No, but I was genuinely curious, right? So I've heard bits of this before, but could you tell us a bit about your life story? Where did you grow up? And where are you from?
Sure. Yeah.
You and
okay, here it is. So I was born in Sweden, and my mother is Swedish. My father is Israeli, and I stayed there. We stayed in Sweden until I was 2 years old. Then we moved to Israel, and we lived in Israel until I was 8, and we moved back to Sweden.
Right.
And we moved to a rural part of South Central Sweden where my mother grew up. And I stayed there until I was 13. And then on my 13th birthday, we moved to United States.
Okay.
Wow. And I spent a number of years in America growing up there as well, up until I was 19. And it was like 10 days after I turned 19 that I found out myself am not allowed to stay in America.
Oh, shit.
Now, I was a total shithead and was totally like still a kid, 19 years old, barely 19 years old. My parents.
So this was like 2 years ago.
I was going to say.
My parents had gotten their green cards, their permanent residence, after I turned 18. And because of that, I did not automatically get my green card.
Interesting. Okay. We've never heard this story before, I don't think.
No, it's not really talked about. So I tried to extend it in the United States. Citizenship and Immigration Services were basically like, you're shit out of luck and you have to leave by the 20th or we will fucking deport you.
Wow.
Yeah, not cool. So
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. So I had to leave, and I had like 10 days to figure everything out.
Really?
I have a half brother.
Like presumably no place to go because you'd fully moved here. There was no backup.
Thank God. Plan. Well, their backup plan. I was 19, so like there's like really just trying to figure things out. I have a half brother. He's 10 years older than me, and he lived at the time in Stockholm. And I'm like, can I live with you? And at this point, my sister had already gone to Israel. She's 2 years older than me. She's gone back to Israel. She's in the army, serving the IDF, and is totally in like the Israeli life. She loves it. And I go to Sweden, go to my brother's for like 6 months. I'm super depressed. And cool thing about Sweden and Europe, by the way, is 19-year-olds are allowed to drink. So
Okay.
I drank a lot by myself, no friends. Social life in Europe is really hard to break into as a newcomer or outsider, which is funny because I'm Swedish, but to them I wasn't Swedish.
Yeah.
To wrap this up, stayed in Sweden for 6 months, super depressed, drinking all the time. My brother was like, "You need to clean your act up. You either stop drinking or I'm kicking you the fuck out." And in this time, it's a super fair thing to say to a shithead 19-year-old. During this time, my sister is like, "You need to come to Tel Aviv. You need to come to Israel. Israel's crazy. You're going to have such a good time here. You'll love it here." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I can't stay here because how am I supposed to party?
Because I'm not going to stop drinking."
Yeah, pretty much.
So I need someplace to live.
So, and at the time I was working at this leather store that my dad's friend was running, making like no money. And I scrounge up enough money for a plane ticket and I fly to Israel in September of 2011. And I get there and it's crazy. Tel Aviv is crazy. There's young people everywhere. Everyone's super aggressive and warm and welcoming. My sister introduces me to her friends.
Aggressive?
What?
Aggressive and warm and welcoming?
Yeah, like they're just like Middle Eastern. So you'll get in an argument. You'll get in an argument with someone, and then they'll invite you to dinner. You know, like it's just it's just how it is. They're both positively aggressive and negatively. So Israel is great. I'm like having a great time. I'm meeting people. I start taking back an interest in technology, and in this time while I'm in Israel, my parents have started the process of requesting me back, basically sponsoring me for a green card.
Okay, right. Can we have our
originally
back, please?
What?
Can we have our son back, please?
Yeah. Originally, we thought it was going to take like a year. The process took 6 years.
Wow.
And I was not allowed to go back to the United States and visit because I was requesting a green card.
For that 6 years.
Which is so funny. So because when you request a green card or being sponsored, the United States doesn't want you to overstay. They're like, you want to move here, so why would we let you in? Wait until you're allowed to move here. That's the mentality, which is really backwards in a way. So I had to wait 6 years. And in that 6 years, don't worry, this is a love story. In that 6 years, I met a girl, and we totally fell in love, and now we're married.
Wow.
So,
I mean, I didn't know that, but I didn't realize that's how. That's
interesting. John, I would just like to point out, Peter.
Sorry, just saying that everybody should congratulate Jon on his recent marriage.
Oh, yeah. I just want.
What do you
I'm
think
the compassionate one. I'm the compassionate one. Shut up.
No, Peter, thank you. I'm laughing at Mike being like, yeah, whatever, shut up.
I just wanted to point. I've had two fans of the show, independently, completely different social circles, but people that I know and am connected to.
Yeah.
Who have observed independently that you pride yourself on your information security. Both of whom have said to me, again, independently, that they are curious about whether they could dox you or not.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to thank you on their behalf for this very detailed timeline with specific dates and locations and milestones.
Yeah, for sure.
That we can now add to the available archive of information.
Amazing.
On behalf of the audience, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no. You know, that's great. And to the unnamed person,
there are two people in this category. Two people in this category.
Who's trying to dox me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I possibly more, but these are two who I personally know that have said, like,
what more could they be trying to do? I'm sorry.
You know what the fun thing about the internet is how easy it is to find things about you. Like, it took me mere seconds to figure out where Mike lived.
True.
I think we even have an episode where we bleep out the address that I found very quickly.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Yeah, take no time at all.
But it is fairly difficult to figure out where someone lives when you don't have the right information.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's really fun. Now, I gave all wrong information. It was all a lie.
That was all a made up story. Yep. Well done.
Just kidding.
All right, Mike, co-interviewer, your turn. Do you have any questions?
Oh, I didn't expect to get any in.
Oh, okay. Well, if you didn't,
so I guess I am like, what is it you actually do?
Yeah.
Like, you talked about how you got interest in security. Why are you the security expert on this show, John? Defend your title. You know, that's what I want to know.
Actually, it's funny because I felt that all my life I have stumbled upwards, you know, and like kind of just it just happened to me. Like, I love security. I'm passionate about it, but it's not like there are, you know, so many smarter minds than mine.
Well, how did you get on this show then?
You know, I
Feels like a
just
step
kind of
backwards.
stumbled in. Oh, that's funny. The door was open.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we are, as far as I know, the first and largest tech security
And
podcast on the
only-
internet,
Yeah, and only. Yeah.
as far as we know.
else.
Yeah.
Right. No, I haven't heard of anyone else. Wait, what was your question again? What do I do? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
How are you the security expert on this show?
Well, are we saying professionally? What do I do?
You know,
Are
John,
you saying like
you can
what do
answer
I
this
do?
question any way you want.
Okay. I usually play League of Legends. It's a video game.
Okay.
That's
and
where I got all my
what's
security
your
knowledge
character name on League of Legends?
from. You wish. No, you wish. That's actually my character's
okay.
name. No.
Same as my
I
password.
don't even know how to. I don't actually know how to even answer that question. Like, how did I don't think I'm the security expert. I go to Peter for a lot of things too. I think that.
Yeah, Peter's really the only one on the show who actually knows what he's talking about, I think, a lot of times.
100%. Yeah. I think actually Peter is probably the only one that's like right all the time, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah. Hey, hold
I don't know
your
if I go
horse.
that far.
Why? Am I not right again? Like,
All right. Okay. All right.
yeah, hit me.
Now, we don't. I mock Jon quite a lot for his obsession. I mean, evangelism of cryptocurrency.
I just want to say, Peter has prepared more for this episode than any other show we've ever done on this network.
Network. Damn, are we a network?
The Not So Podcast Network.
Oh, that's right.
I'm trying to get his address, Mike. Give me a fucking.
Where should we send your cryptocurrency?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want it in coin format?
Yeah. So yeah, we give you a hard time about cryptocurrency, but you clearly truly believe in cryptocurrency and blockchain. And why?
Should I put up an image of the market trends for this past week?
No.
I will sit back and let you talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Go.
Cool. Okay, so
Is this where I end the episode?
Not recording. Boom, it's good.
I remember.
I literally should. We're at like 17 minutes.
Shut up. What? It could be a long episode. It could be 30 minutes for once. It's about me. It's what everyone comes here for anyway.
Yeah, no, we're still rolling. Go.
Come on.
Okay, crypto. It was like 2012 or 2013, and I remember hearing about this thing called Bitcoin, and I was like, "What is this scam?" And I looked into it a little bit, and it was like some really smart people were talking about it, like really smart people. I don't know. I didn't understand at the time what even these cryptographers did for a living that were discussing this, but it seemed like they were very passionate about it. So I kept doing a little bit of research, and I found these things called Bitcoin faucets. Don't look this up, okay? I will just describe it to you. Basically, these web pages would pay you in Bitcoin if you just sat on the web page. And the way it worked is that they're showing ads. They're revolvingly showing you ads. And you get a tiny fraction of the profit that they make from selling these ads paid out to you in Bitcoin. Now, so I had that running on my computer because I didn't know better. God, imagine if I was mining instead. And then I got together like $20 and I used Coinbase actually to, maybe it was 2014. I don't remember exactly the time, but I got like $25 sent to my bank account. And I was like, this is real money. This all worked without a hitch. Everything worked. It's in my bank.
Like online poker.
That kind of, like online poker, it kind of set me on the path to discover more about this. And it's such a it's not a romantic story at all. Like, but the funny thing is that the Bitcoin that I sold for $20 today was worth like, God.
Last week was worth that much.
Because because oh yeah, Bitcoin's dying at $30,000 or 15 or 10. It's dead now. It's dead. Oh shit. What are we gonna do?
Just send them to me.
So I kept reading, and eventually, you know, I got serious. I read Satoshi's white paper, basically his announcement paper, and the bunch of things I don't understand in that because it gets a bit technical, and it's like this is exactly what the world needs. It is taking back the power of finance. It's giving back financial freedom.
How's it doing that?
So currently, we trust the banks and the government with our money. The reason we trust the banks is because they're the custodians of our money. And the reason we trust the government is because they're the issuers of our money. And we trust that the money will be worth more or less the same as time goes. Well, that's a lie, right? That's a failure because just today, what's the inflation rate? 8.6%. That's absurd. It's really, really high, meaning that today's dollar in a year will be worth like, I don't know, what is it? 84 cents instead of $1. And that's not good, right? As inflation rises, the value of the value of the currency is less, and we have less spending power. Now we also have banks exploiting the money that we entrust with them, and they get to enrich themselves while we make 0.01% interest earned on these bank accounts, or maybe 0.04 if your bank is like generous, right? That doesn't sound very nice. Like, why should they make 10% on my money and I only get 0.01? How's that feel?
So why is cryptocurrency the solution to this?
I love how Peter waited until 20 minutes into the episode to start a whole nother episode about cryptocurrency.
Well, I'll wrap it up. I'll wrap the crypto up because Satoshi Nakamoto designed Bitcoin to be deflationary. The way it's made, he made it artificially scarce. I always forget which one it is.
Like a true natural resource.
No, not like a true natural resource. And the difference is that a natural resource, we don't know when it runs out. We could discover a new vein of gold the size of Texas tomorrow.
It does become harder to get the more is owned. You know, the closer you get to the end. That's the similarity, I think.
And also, it gets lost. Bitcoin gets lost. There's projected 20% of all Bitcoin has already been lost and is unrecoverable.
Yeah.
And we can only ever have 21 million Bitcoin. That's just it. That's the number. That's the number it shows. 21 million. We're at like 18 mined in circulation currently, being held by who knows who, where, whatever, where. There are flaws in Bitcoin that I don't agree with, and other cryptocurrencies are solving it. But that's really the gist of it, that it is there to better the common person, and that's not what happened at all, by the way. And we're so early, we don't know what will happen in the next 100 years. But it is very interesting. Definitely something that I'm very interested in and believe in. Okay. Bitcoin.
Okay. All right. That's it. You can never mention cryptocurrency again. Thank you very much. That's why I did it.
Hopefully you got it out of your system.
Okay. Until tomorrow.
We'll reset the counter to 0.
Clips from that every time you bring it up. Yeah. A couple of more questions just to wrap up. First of all, how did you get such great hair? I know a lot of people are going to be asking. Yeah.
I usually hide the bun, but it is very long.
Do you know what the first thing he does after we stop recording is he takes his hair off and he does it
like flicks it around. Yeah, it's very luxurious.
Oh, it feels so good.
It's in slow motion. I don't know how you do that, Jon.
It's what's funny? My wife and her best friend were just today. They're like, "You're so fucking lucky. You're so lucky you have such nice hair." And I'm like, "It's not that nice."
product that you recommend? Is it's just your natural laughter?
No, it's just I guess it's just genes, just better genes, superior genes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, something, but I'm not going to make it. Okay. My last question.
Where did we almost veer into?
The genes joke. It's just genes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. I genuinely did write down what's your address and social security number. But,
okay, we can skip over.
You just need to ask it more casually. What is your address and social security number, John?
Yeah, just make a jump cut there while you answer. That's right. Michael edited it out. It's
fine.
Okay,
fine. I'll tell you. My address is 453. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, interesting. Right. Yeah. Are you listening, doxers? We got him.
Why did he choose 453 though? That's interesting.
I didn't want to do 1, 2, 3.
And I did want to give you a chance to. Have you got any shout outs for anybody that might be watching that you'd like to say hi to?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Now you have to give them.
And
that's
the answer is
okay. I'll shout out a couple people, and I've mentioned one of them before. Maddie, that's a guy, and that's not his real name, but he's a good friend of mine. He also loves security. He's in tech. He's super cool, way smarter than me. Really great guy. He's in our Discord. He's a lurker, but he's there. And I want to thank my mother. I want to thank my
starting the playoff.
And
music.
I will shout out one of my good friends, Anya. She watches the show religiously every episode.
Also not her real name.
Also not her real name. I'm not kidding.
Everybody John mentioned. They'll never know it, but no, I was talking about you, of course.
And I want to shout out myself because I'm so fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Johnny, also not your real name.
Yeah.
Little did you guys know my name is Edward. You just never fucking knew.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would say it's an absolute pleasure having you on the show, and I'm really glad that you joined us around about a year ago. So nice. Thanks, man.
It's fun. I love being here. I love having fun with you guys.